Inside these shelter walls are hundreds of untold love stories just waiting for someone to say yes. This past week, I visited the Miami-Dade Animal Shelter, home to over 500 animals. It's funny to think about when I was younger, all I wanted to do was go visit the animal shelter. I thought there could be no better place than a building full of dogs. But then as I got older and grew more educated on the situation, the shelter felt a lot darker. Obviously, it's heartbreaking to think of all of these homeless animals, but I know that I can sit back and be sad, or I can go and try to brighten their day with a little company and a little attention and try to use our platform to make a difference. The area that I grew up in isn't struggling as much as many places over the country right now with animals, so I'm definitely still adjusting to seeing places like this so packed with so many animals. The shelters that I would visit growing up always had empty cages and an overwhelming number of volunteers. Oftentimes there was even a wait list to become a volunteer. And right now, many of those shelters are not open to the public in the sense that you can just go walk through and look at the dogs. They are appointment only. But unfortunately, most areas in this country, that is not the case, and they are absolutely flooded and overwhelmed with animals. They don't have enough resources, they don't have enough funds, they don't have enough volunteers, and not enough animals getting adopted. This petite little girl is Blue. She reminded me a lot of Wilbur, the new rescue I've been caring for. She is described as having a gentle heart, as sweet as they come, loves to be around people, and has a very easygoing personality that would make her the perfect companion. There are so many wonderful, deserving dogs just like Blue in shelters. Next up is a 2-year-old terrier mix. Described as pretty mellow, and she's mastered the art of a gentle stroll. She still needs some help with basic commands, but she's good with other people and other dogs and loves nothing more than a good head scratch. This girl was 6 years old, and you could tell she was pretty stressed out in the kennel environment. Dogs like this can benefit so much from just getting out, even for a little bit, on an outing or an overnight. I think it's really important to talk about how a dog's behavior in the kennel is not always an accurate representation of who the dog truly is. This environment is incredibly stressful for dogs. In shelters like this, many of the dogs are not getting their proper enrichment daily, proper daily exercise, fresh air, social interaction, etc. And that has nothing to do with the staff at the individual shelter, just due to the fact of keeping everything safe with so many dogs. And I'm sure they're quite overwhelmed. If you're looking to adopt a dog from a shelter like this, I highly encourage you to not just judge from outside the kennel doors. Read their descriptions in depth, talk to staff members and volunteers about their experiences, and get the dog out of the kennel to interact and get to know them truly on a deeper level. This dog right here, Mama June, is an example of a dog that may easily get looked over in a shelter. Running up around the walls, stressed, barking. I'm sure that many people are intimidated by this and might think that she's aggressive or scary or way too much to handle. But what you see here doesn't represent the real her. And while I continued walking because I didn't want to stress her further, I'd love to tell you a little bit more about the real Mama June. The real Mama June is described as being all heart. She absolutely just loves people. On leash, she's very mellow with maybe a mild pull, but she checks in often and is friendly passing by other dogs and people. And she's overall super friendly and a great candidate for their doggy play group. Also, in an environment like this, you may see dogs that are barking or jumping up on the kennel, and then all of a sudden they stop when you get to their kennel because they just wanted a little extra love, a little extra attention that they're so desperately seeking. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, there are often dogs that might sit quietly in the back of their kennel and may seem like they would just be easygoing, relaxed, and chill, but sometimes those dogs are really the ones that have deeper rooted behavioral issues and might have just absolutely hit their breaking point in the shelter where they're completely shut down. And of course, this doesn't apply to all dogs. Some that hang back in their kennels really are just mellow and sweet, and some that bark might have some behavioral issues that they need help working through, but it's just important to not go off of that behavior alone. The next thing I saw in the shelter really broke my heart. These little gray faces. At 11 years old, Buddy and Duma should be cuddled in on someone's couch, living out their golden years instead of stressed out in the shelter. Another senior that stood out was Pinky, 9 years old, an older lady who loves relaxing and being close by to people. I hope you find the perfect cozy spot soon, Pinky. And honestly, the shelter just seemed to go on and on and on. And just when you'd think you'd get to the end, another hallway with another room with aisles of dogs, sweet face after sweet face. I know many of you follow for our Pity Polo, who was a rescue. Of course, I'm unbelievably thankful that we have him. He was meant to be with us. But at the end of the day, the only difference between Polo and any of the dogs here is simply luck. He is no more deserving than any of these sweet souls. If any of the dogs here caught your eye, please be sure to check out the Miami-Dade Animal Shelter website for more information. If you're not able to adopt right now, I urge you to still go visit your local shelter, take a dog on an outing, maybe volunteer to take a dog on a walk or do some laundry for the day. And if you don't have a location near you, you can always go on social media and share an adoptable dog, or you can even just leave a kind comment on a rescues page. This industry can be extremely tolling on your mental health, and your kind words alone can make such a difference to keep people going. Hopefully together we can create more happy tales.